Joining us now from Washington, D.C. is ABC News contributor Tom Bossert, a former White House Homeland Security advisor, and from Florida, ABC News contributor Channa Lloyd with the Cochran firm. Welcome to you both. Channa, I want to start with you. What could be the legal ramifications here?
The legal ramifications of these particular charges are actually very far and wide. We're looking at charges that range from punishments such as fines all the way to imprisonment. So these are significant charges.
And Tom, can you just explain to us the levels of security clearance involved and how important that is to national security?
Yeah, part of this investigation seems to be about whether the president followed the rules on classified information and just on government documents themselves. So the classified materials are the ones that get the most press here. And the ones that are most concerning are the ones that are marked top secret with a compartmentalized indicator. They call them SCI documents. And the reason they're so important is that access to those documents by people who are not trustworthy could lead to the revelation to our enemies on who our sources are, who our spies are, how we use our technical collection capabilities. Those types of things can cause us to lose fragile intelligence sources, or it can lead to people's lives. We don't want to over-exaggerate this, though. It is the kind of thing that requires careful handling. If there's something bigger about the president's use of that information, we've certainly not heard it yet, but the classified information that we've seen so far referenced does seem to be the kind of thing that could get our human sources in trouble.
And Channa, we know now what the potential charges are. Could any or all of these charges prevent Trump from running for president again?
Absolutely. One of these charges actually says that the punishment for it is removal from office or that you can be barred from holding a future federal office. Now, the requirements for president are dictated by the Constitution. These are rules by Congress. So there's a bit of a conflict, but there is a potential that he could be barred from holding future presidencies.
And Tom, I have to ask, why this seizure now? What's the urgency after all this time?
Yeah, it's hard to conjecture, but it does seem like there's no urgency, and I think that's partly what's confusing the storyline. There's been a year-long effort with multiple subpoenas and visits to the facility, and at this stage it appears from the release of the warrant that law enforcement officers felt they had no other choice. You're certainly not going to take a dramatic step and put the president in prison for contempt. They had no other choice to get these documents back but to execute a warrant. So even the warrant itself gave the authorities 2 weeks to execute it in a way that they thought was the least intrusive. I think there is no urgency, and so it does beg more questions than it answers, but it seems like we'll learn more, certainly about whether the authorities think that people who don't deserve access to these documents have been given it, or whether this is simply about whether the president did or did not follow the rules.
Certainly a lot of questions left to be answered. Tom Bossert, Channa Lloyd, thank you so much for being with us.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.